Hey there, Film Fights with Friends fans. I am your host, Paul Varacchi.
I'm your other host, Stephen Koepfer.
And welcome to Film Fights with Friends.
Dude, amazing guest today.
Kayla. Man, first time meeting her, and it was one of those ones where I'm just like, well, we did. We turned off the interview and we talked for like another 40 minutes.
Yeah, totally. She's so cool. She's a cinematographer from Arizona. Mm-hmm. She's on the Arizona Production Association, helping lobby for film incentives and stuff like that.
For Arizona. By the way, if anybody from the Arizona legislation has anything to do with that, it's a no-brainer. Just say yes.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, guys.
And she's an executive educational partner at the Arizona Filmmakers Association.
Oh.
So she's really out there.
She's in the business.
Yeah.
She's not just I want to do this for me. She's in it and she wants to help other people while she's involved, which is a true testament to somebody.
Yeah.
You know.
And we know her because I worked on a production with her 3 years ago. And that's where we met Garrett Schulte,
which we just found out was the director of her first feature film.
Yes. And you guys can go back and check out season 2 episode interview with Garrett, talking about his first feature film, The Sky's Forest, in which Kayla was the cinematographer, the director of photography.
And also, I guess helped out a little bit because...
she directed.
Well, she helped direct because, he was behind the camera.
I mean, he was in front of the camera.
In front of the camera, sorry. Yeah. And behind the camera.
Yeah, both.
That actually makes me think about when I was just recently watching all the behind the scenes footage on Tropic Thunder because it's just hilarious and you should do that every couple of years if you haven't.
Oh, yeah.
And watching Ben Stiller direct while he's acting and call his own cuts and call his own redo this.
Yeah.
And the focus that's on his face and just like the wheels that are turning. Wow.
Yeah.
Just wow. To be able to turn off on and off all those switches, but it's more like a strobe light.
Yeah. That dude's awesome.
Yeah.
He's really freaking, for those who don't know, like I did a couple days on the new Meet the Parents, and I got to get roughed up by Ben Stiller a little bit. And that motherfucker is strong.
He's a workout freak.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't do that for fucking Zoolander. He's just that shredded.
Dude, he is strong. That's all I'm going to say. He gave me a wallop. That's what I'm saying. I was like, oh, damn.
Nice.
I mean, it was such a hard wallop because I was coming in hard and he came in really hard in this moment. And I thought the note after that take was going to be
tone it down.
Like, tone it down. That's the number one. But they were like, let's go again. Maybe even a little harder. I was like, oh, damn. Okay. Yeah, so I can't wait to see how that comes out. But the dude his intensity is.
Dude, I loved it. When I was working with Kim Coates on The Walking Dead, he was like that. Like I had to grab him a couple of times, and he was like, dude.
Yeah.
He's like, grab me like you fucking hate me, and I'm like, okay. And then and then he's like, yeah, that was awesome. He's like, do that again. And I was like, okay, cool. Like he likes to be in it. I love guys like that.
Yeah, man. So, not to be too distracted. I don't know how we got to that from Kayla, but you guys are going to dig this interview with Kayla.
We talked about so much cool stuff. There's so much informative stuff in there. Anybody who's interested in being like literally behind the camera, meaning your eye is behind the camera, not you as in yourself, as sometimes we use that term.
Yeah.
I work behind the camera. We mean the guy behind the camera. Yeah. This is a great interview for you to listen to.
Totally.
Because it also breaks into the small little facets and the small little jobs that are also involved with the camera department. We really kind of decide to dissect that and really go through it a little bit. And she was super informative about all that stuff.
Yeah. Very cool. So, dude, we've been up to some cool shit.
Have we?
Yeah.
Really?
I think so.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you should tell people.
Should I? Well, we've mentioned in the last couple episodes that you and I were co-coordinating something.
We were.
So we wrapped on that.
And I was going to say, I just said were.
Yeah. I mean, we can't tell you much about it, but we can tell you it was for Adobe.
It was for Adobe. We had a blast. Everybody trained really, really hard. And you want to talk about
an amazing fight scene.
An amazing fight scene, a hilarious fight scene.
Yeah.
By the way, I was so happy on the day, just working throughout the day, after the day, during the day.
Yep.
the hard work everybody put in, how it all paid off.
Yeah. When we can tell you more, we will have the guys on the show.
Yeah.
To talk about it. Mm-hmm. But
and probably be able to show you.
And show you.
We'll just do a whole episode on it.
Yeah. Once it's available to be seen.
Yeah.
Because as I understand, it's going to live on the Adobe YouTube and website. So.
It would be interesting. That would actually be a fun episode to have the four of us on and have like Josh come back on and interview the four of us.
Oh, our co-host?
Right, because we were all involved in it and we all made it. So
yeah.
I feel like we need to have someone watch it and then interview us on it.
Josh would be good for that.
Yeah, right?
See if he wants to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good plan. That is a good plan.
I try.
Yeah, you do okay, man.
Every once in a while.
Yeah.
I mean, if it wasn't with you, it'd all be stuck in my head. But
I think the value of that...
For you.
One of the values of that production was... one of the lessons was the value of rehearsal. We spent so much time training these guys, rehearsing the
That's not... Okay. You're giving rehearsal too much credit and training under credit.
Well, it's a combination. It's a combination.
Right. I was going to say, don't forget the extra training outside of rehearsal. Okay, put it this way. You can be an actor and go to all your rehearsals.
Yes.
And not train.
That's
and
true.
Be shit.
Or
right?
Not even, or just sleep through rehearsal.
Or sleep through training.
Yeah.
And these guys rehearsed and trained, and everything that they did with the reason for the final result of what they were shooting.
Dude, to the point where we shot this pretty complicated fight scene. We got it done in like 5 hours.
5 hours with untrained stunt people.
Yes.
Untrained in anything outside of this scene.
Yeah, with actors.
Yeah. They were only trained to do this scene specifically for this scene. Now, how many months did we spend on this?
It was 2 months of training here.
2 days a week.
2 days a week. And then for the second month, a third day a week working on choreography.
Right.
So the second month was 3 days a week.
It was 3 days a week.
And then the final week after those 2 months was production week.
Mm-hmm. And then during that week, we did blocking.
We did a blocking rehearsal on location, and then we shot.
Right, and not only that, you had them go to location. You had them take measurements.
Mm-hmm.
We measured everything out in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
So we had the space here.
Yep.
Right, there was so much that we did, and that to prepare for the day to make it all plug and play. And I'm not doing this right now to boast to our audience. I'm doing this to let our audience know that when they want to shoot something, this is all of the shit that they should do to make their shooting day easy.
Yeah, don't undervalue the prep.
Please do not. Don't just been like, hey, we're pros, we can do it on this day. Because if you've only seen it in your head, when you see it in the real world, you may not like it, and then you may decide to change it, and that may take time, and this, that, and whatever.
Yeah.
I one of the things that I did, I was shooting with Charles, and I was coordinating something, and we rehearsed everything, but we didn't do a dress rehearsal.
Right.
So when we got through when we were doing the coordinating on the night, they were wearing a big long robe and a cape, and they had a sword with a huge giant hilt on it, and had a big cross guard, and the cross guard kept getting caught in the sword during a spin move, and there was absolutely nothing that could be done about it. So I'm getting pissed off. The stunt person thinks that I'm mad at them because they can't do the stunts because I keep on saying they can't do it. So they think I'm talking about them personally, not because they have on the cloak.
No, they can't do it with what they have to wear. Yeah, it's not that they couldn't. It's not that they don't have the skill.
Right, exactly. Because we had rehearsed it over and over and over again, and they had the choreo down.
They were set up for failure by wardrobe and stuff that was not rehearsed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that is so when you go through it, every single detail that is going to be involved in the final shoot should be involved in rehearsal.
And the flip side was...
And I had to redo all the choreo. I redid everything. I had to stop. I had to redo everything and redo a really, really kind of more of a quick fight that the cloak wouldn't get caught into.
And the thing is, though, even to do that is easier. Things change on the day. Mm-hmm. We know that. You have to have some latitude, creative changes, and location changes, and things like that. You have to have the latitude for being willing to deal with a cool idea in the moment, maybe, or something like that. But that's all easier if you're dialed in by the time you show up.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Then all that stuff is easier. And like we mentioned a little bit in the discussion with Kayla, the film that I just coordinated, where we didn't rehearse. We got 3 hours of pre-call rehearsal. And then on the day, everything it changes. And it was just so much wasted time, so much wasted money doing reshoots for stuff that actors couldn't do because it wasn't rehearsed or because they didn't have a stunt double and because all that stuff was cut to save money, which you end up spending more money bringing the whole crew back for a reshoot and whatever. So I think the lesson in all of these is don't cheat the prep. Do not cheat the prep. It will make your time on set so much easier, so much smoother, so much better.
Yep.
And more fun. Honestly, it's more fun because you can really dig in. If you've done, let's say, 80% of the problem solving before you show up on location, it's so much more fun.
Yep.
And then you deal with the smaller problems that
Absolutely
you have to solve, man. But either way, that the feature that I did work on, we did some really cool shit, and I can't wait to talk about it when I'm able to talk about it.
Right.
It was really cool. Dude, the other really, really cool news.
We got to brainstorming.
Oh, wait. Can we save that? Can we save that?
You want to save it?
Let's save that until after we do this.
Okay, cool. We'll save it.
Because this kind of ties into what we're talking about, prep.
Oh, that's your little segue.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah. We put up a clip from the episode that will be dropping on our current timeline when we're recording. It's dropping in a couple days on transitioning from a real fighter, real martial artist to
stunts.
Yeah. Episode 6. By the time this episode comes out, it will already be out. So go
Yes.
back and check out episode 6, season 3. But we got some really great engagement on the clip that we put up saying to our fellow stunt performers or new stunt performers,
Read the sides.
Read the sides.
Know what you're walking into. Know the scene.
So for those who are not in the industry out there, sides are the pages of the script that you're shooting that day. So it will often come with your call sheet, and if it doesn't come with your call sheet, it'll be waiting for you in the trailer when you get there.
Yes.
You know, and so many people just don't read them.
Or they don't read the parts with the X or that's got the gray on it.
Yeah, the stuff that's been crossed out, like we're not doing this today. Like read the whole thing. And so we put a little clip of us talking about that, and we got some really good responses on TikTok from our good friend Lauro Chartrand Del Valle, the second unit director of Shogun. Right? And check out his episode. Freaking great.
Great episode.
Definitely watch that one on YouTube if you can, because he gave us tons of B-roll on that one, on the Shogun episode. But he said 100% don't make the coordinator explain everything. Take some initiative and gather as much info as possible so you can help out the process. Right? On Instagram, our good buddy Manny Ayala commented, he's Fall Guy 816 on Instagram. He goes, yes, exclamation point. Read the sides. Bring it up with other stunt performers who are there with you. And definitely read and prepare yourself for the scenes that are there for the next day, too. That's right, because on the call sheet, we didn't even mention this in the episode, but right, we talked about how on the call sheet it goes through the scenes you're doing that day. It also gives you the advance call for the scenes they're doing the next day.
Yep.
So if you're coming in tomorrow, know what the plan is.
Yep. Look, even when I did mocap work, you know, when I was working for, I can say the studio. When I was working for Take Two, the sides would dictate maybe not exactly what you were doing, but what they were trying to capture, so you would know what you were in for.
Yeah.
So I've been like, oh, okay, I don't need to bring, I'm going to have to pad up under my suit today or this, that, or whatever. Because if you don't read the sides, at least with mocap work, the worst thing is when you have to put your suit on and then you find out what you're doing and then you have to go take your suit off and put your stunt pads on and then put your suit back on.
That makes total sense. I never thought of that. But it is like wardrobe, right? It's like putting...
But you do it yourself.
Yeah. That's insane.
Yeah.
That is nuts. I never thought of that because I've never done mocap.
Yeah, so always read your sides. And you'll know if you're doing a fucking crouch day or if you're falling or you're getting hit or you're taking reactions or whatever.
I mean, look, always read your sides.
And you also don't want to put your fucking pads on because you're sweating your balls off in those goddamn suits. So when you put it's like all your pads are so tight, they're just like the suits. So it's like putting on 2 mocap suits.
Ugh, sounds gross.
It's gross.
Or like
imagine wearing 2 rash guards when you train.
No thanks.
That's what it's like having pads on underneath your mocap suit. Every area that there's pads, it's like having 2 pieces of mocap on.
Yeah. Graham Hooper Stunts on Instagram said, it's almost like it helps to know the story you're telling.
Oh, my God. Get out of here.
Right?
And that also made me think of, there are lots of reasons that stunt people get brought in. Sometimes it's just because you're playing a character that's close to the stunts, and you're the guy who knows what's happening within that stunt and how to keep yourself safe, but also not look like you're out of place, right? So
yeah, sure.
So and that's kind of where I'm like where I would say when you first get started, they'll call it background stunts or whatever.
Yeah,
ND stunts. Yeah. That's kind of what you're doing. You're really, really close to the action, but you're not really involved in it, but you're definitely there to separate the difference between us and background.
Yeah.
Right? So I lost my train of thought for a second.
I don't know. Special ability.
Oh, yeah.
Knowing the story.
And knowing the story. So, you may have to play a character within that background. Right?
Oh, yeah, totally. So,
one day I was on set and I had to be a librarian. And I was getting shot during a school shooting scene. And, I was the scene kind of started on me, so me saying I was background was kind of a little bit...
No, but because you have to... The point is knowing you...
The first person to get shot in this active shooter scene was me. So they go in on me and I get shot and I get fucking pulled back. But there was so much also going on in the background before that happened when they were setting up for the scene. Now, I'm like, when you're there, when you're on stunts and you have a job, your job, think about it this way, play fucking make-believe.
Yeah.
Make believe you are the character that you are. So I was a librarian. I looked around at everything that I had. I had the computer. I had the scanners. I had this. I had that. I had background coming up talking to me. And one of the toughest things that I don't know if you've ever done this is when you're in the background.
I've never talked to you.
Is when you're in the background and you... Shut the fuck up, you asshole. Is when you're in the background and you have to act like you're talking, but you're not actually talking.
Yeah, you have to pantomime.
Right? You have to pantomime. But you can also actually talk, but very, very light, like this, in your voice and not really carry.
Yeah.
So I had the background coming up to me and they were just...
Yeah.
And I'm like, and in the scene, I'm literally going like this. I'm like, hey guys, I was like, you don't have to do that. I was like, we can actually have a conversation. I was like, the book you're looking for is back there. And I was like, here. And I was like, and I'm writing everything down. I'm grabbing the scanners and I'm scanning things and I'm kind of coaching them how to go through the scene.
Yeah.
As they're shooting and as I'm doing the low dialogue. And I was like, here you go, take this. I was like, you go back there and go that way. And then the next guy came up and it was the funniest thing ever. And then they all kind of just loved that I was being a librarian, only working one day. And then the next day, my phone rings.
Yeah.
And the coordinator was like, dude, he's like, you free today? And I'm like, yeah, why? He's like, you got to come back to set. I was like, why? He's like, the director wants the fucking librarian in the background.
Oh, nice.
I'm like, what do you mean? Yeah. He's like, you were just so great just being a fucking librarian and having a good time and just playing the part. He's like, the other guy that they have dressed in the background just looks like a lump of shit.
Oh, wow.
And they're like, you got to come back.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, cool. I'll come back.
That's awesome, dude.
Right? So have fun, play the part, play make-believe, read the scene, get involved in it. The worst thing they can do is just been like, hey, do this.
Yeah. That kind of leads into our final announcement.
Ooh.
Right? About telling a good story and shooting a good film.
Yeah.
We are launching the Companion Film Festival.
The Film Bites with Friends
Festival. Yeah.
And basically what we're doing is we are encouraging all filmmakers to come one, come all, and we're 5 minutes short.
It's a microfilms.
Yeah.
So they're 5 minutes or under. Mm-hmm. We're not going to. This is all going to be up on Film Freeway. Probably by the time this episode drops, it will all be.
Yeah.
We have already started pushing it probably by then. But there's 12 categories. One is the best in show. Mm-hmm. The others, all the other categories, which are expected categories, best action design, best editing, best story, things like that, will have 3 nominees each. Mm-hmm. And from all those nominees, the jury will choose the best in show.
We will be announcing our jury soon.
Dude, the jury is awesome.
So far, it's stacked. And everybody we've had reply. We're waiting on a few more replies, but our jury is going to be fucking awesome.
Let's just say that the jury consists of people who have been guests on the podcast, right? Like industry heavyweights, dude.
And also, the winner in each category will get a
trophy.
A trophy, but also collab and feedback from the jury.
No. Just the best in show.
Just the best in show. Sorry. The best in show will get collab and feedback on their short.
Yes.
From the jury.
The best in show winner will get $500 cash prize. A note session, either written if the jury can't be at the festival, or in person if the jury's with jury members at the festival, and we'll invite them on the show. So it's a really great benefit. We're looking at the fall of 2027. By the time this drops, we'll probably have a date. In fact, just before we got on the air today, right, we got an email
from one of the theaters. Yeah,
we got an email from one of the theaters. So hopefully we will have this information out soon. But we can't wait. We really want to do something good for the action filmmaking community. There is a sparsity of film festivals for those who make action.
For us.
Yeah, for us. There are some out there, but honestly, they're not so great, some of them. I'm not, there's like everywhere in the film
Dude,
festival.
move on to the next. I've drank too much to not fucking bring these.
No, let's just say this. Just in the as filmmakers who have submitted to lots of festivals ourselves.
Yeah.
A lot of festivals out there are complete horseshit, just trying to make money off you and not giving you a benefit.
They want to be cool.
Yes.
They don't want to do it for any of you.
We want to create a festival that actually gives the people involved something.
Yeah.
Tangible, not just some olive branches for your marketing, but legit. That's why, and unlike most festivals, you will see publicly who the jury are, who the people that are voting on your movies are.
Yes.
And let's just say today that they are legit industry heavyweights.
Yeah.
That are not just American. We've got UK.
This is technically just could be international.
Yes, it's UK, Asia, Canada, North America, and
entries will be international, obviously, but our judging board is international.
Yes. So it's pretty exciting, dude. And keep an eye out for it. And if you're
and just remember, just so I want to make sure our audience gets this correctly, and so do I. We are not on the final judging panel. We are only on the judging panel of what goes to the judges. We do that, but on the final judging panel, is it 5 judges or is it 7?
You just decided that on your own. But
did I?
Yeah.
No, because I was wondering, because I was like, did we actually ever say that we're going to be on the panel? Is it going to be a panel of 7, or is it going to be 5 and then we give it to them?
We give them the finalists.
Right.
You and I are going to do the nomination round.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
But we're also voting on the...
Oh, I didn't realize that.
I'm not going to not vote.
I don't know. I didn't realize that. I wasn't sure if we would look at that as kind of like, as we kind of know who we're going to pick before the rest of them judge.
It's not a conflict of interest.
All. No. I didn't say conflict of interest. I just said that preemptively we're kind of already there.
Well, let's say we get 200 submissions. You and I have to go through all 200 of those and rate them and pick the top 3 to send to the rest of the jury.
That sounds like so much fun.
It could be. It could be fun.
It could be fun.
But like you said, we're just rating each film on its merits.
Very cool. So we are also going to be involved in the final judging.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
But we're only going to be 2 of 9, right? 2 or however many we have, or 2 of 10.
Okay, I wasn't sure because I don't think we actually talked about if we were going to be final judges.
My assumption was yes.
Oh, cool.
At least when we were writing up the description.
Sweet.
The jury, we're part of the jury. The entire jury decides, but
awesome.
We're not going to ask our guest judges to review 200 films.
Oh God,
no.
I would never want to join that.
No, we'll do that. We'll do the heavy lifting.
Exactly.
Yeah. Which is not going to be an easy task, honestly. But
no, not at all. We're gonna have to do so many at a time to make sure that we don't exhaust ourselves and we give everybody a fair shot.
I think the safest way to do it is as soon as the submission comes in.
We do so many a week.
No, we just do it.
We just start watching them as they come in.
Yeah, don't wait. Don't wait. Start watching them as they come in. We have the rating scale that we designed, and we just rate them and put it aside.
Yeah.
And then, when all the submissions are in, we look at the rating scale and we decide the final 3 that are going to go to the rest of the jury.
Word.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Totally. Anyway, it's coming soon, dude. Fall of 2027. So if you're listening to this and you're a filmmaker, start making that 5-minute short.
Exactly. And then another thing that we should do is also, we have sponsors that sponsor the show, but we should reach out to our sponsors to help us sponsor the festival.
Yeah, we can talk
tandem
about
with
that.
the show.
We can talk about that later.
It does, but I actually just wanted to go into our sponsors.
Oh, I got you. Well, we sponsor ourselves, so that we are definitely sponsoring the film festival.
No, absolutely, but Stunt Contact as well, and everybody else. So I just kind of thought it would be a nice segue into our sponsors, but you decided to fuck that up. So now I have to describe to people what we're doing.
Well, you commit us to stuff. You commit us to stuff here, man. So hopefully Stunt Contact will want to sponsor our festival. But even if they don't, they fucking sponsor this show and they're awesome.
We love Stunt Contact. I love Stunt Contact. They're my organization.
Yes, and if you have not subscribed yet, or if you need to renew, use our discount code FFWFPOD, all caps. You'll get 25% off the daily subscription or 15% off the weekly. It's totally worth it. I literally just, this week there were like 3 or 4 that I submitted to based on just the daily, daily email. What's new today? So definitely do it. It's a great breakdown service. You must subscribe, period.
And let's not forget about the Feed America Food Drive.
Yes, we have the link in our show notes if you want to help us with our Feeding America Food Drive. And of course, if you love this show and our banter, you can support us on Patreon. Join the banter.
Join the banter. Pay for the banter.
Yes, support the banter. But we would love to have you on, part of our Patreon community. We have like 65 Patreon members now.
It's kind of like I'm like, wow, 65. And then meanwhile, there are people that I follow who have like 20,000.
I know, and we're happy. Listen, I'm happy with 65.
So am I.
If you guys like what we do, that's awesome. So, and if you're a free member, consider upgrading. Lots of good shit.
We do got all kinds of cool and fun extras, especially the raffles and the giveaways.
Yeah, that stuff's good. And then if you want to support the people who write the safety standards for our industry at the Technical Standards Program.
The TSPESTA.
Yes, the ESTA stands for the Entertainment Science and Technology Association.
Bless you.
Yeah. So they only function based on donations and sponsorships. It's a nonprofit. So if you want to support the people that help keep you safe, please check out the link in the show notes.
Because technically that means the people that do keep you safe pay to do this job.
Yeah, we actually pay to be on the committees.
Exactly.
We make a donation.
Yeah.
It's they need your help for sure. And then of course, follow us, like us, review us, subscribe, all that good stuff. Wherever.
Any way you can support us, guys, we appreciate.
Yes, man. We need some reviews. We need some more star ratings.
Yeah, and what for the IMDb meter or whatever it is?
Yeah, the IMDb, you can review us on IMDb and you can rate us.
Yeah.
And on Spotify, you can comment. On Apple, you can review us.
On YouTube, you can like.
You can subscribe and comment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, on Apple and Spotify, you can subscribe too. Mm-hmm. Or follow, or whatever the fuck term they use. But be one of our crew. And shout us out. Shout us out. Speak in the comments, and we'll read them online like we did today.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. I think we've rambled on with enough banter.
Come play with us.
Yes, let's get to. That's so fucking creepy. As we go into this episode with Kayla.
Actually, brief thing. I worked at that fucking hotel from The Shining. The hotel, when the elevator doors open and the blood pours out.
Yeah.
That's Many Glacier Hotel. I was the sous chef at that hotel. Sorry, my friend Mikey was the sous chef at that hotel. That's where I cooked for Dave Matthews.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Pretty crazy. I walked down that fucking hallway and it still looks exactly the same. At least back then it did.
I have a Dave Matthews story, but I'll save it for another intro because we're already 15 minutes over.
I'm like, I'll save mine for that time too.
Yeah, do it. All right, let's get to Kayla. Kayla, we are so glad that you made it here with us finally.
Yay!
Me too. Thanks for having me.
And it's great to see you. I mean, we worked together like years ago, and I only ever see you on social media. So this is really cool to actually talk with you.
So cool.
Yeah, man.
I'm excited. I have so many questions.
He does.
I'm like Steve. I'm like, I got questions.
Yeah. Like while we were setting all of this up, he's like, I got this question, and I got that question, and I got this question. Like from the Animaniacs. And I'm gonna hug you, and I'm gonna love you, and I'm gonna kiss you. But so let's just start with we had Garrett on talking about the movie that you were cinematographer on, The Sky's Forest.
Yeah.
The Bigfoot movie.
Yeah.
And we got his take on that. And for those listening, you can go back and check out that episode. Mm-hmm. It's last season, called Put Your Big Foot Forward is the name of the episode. But we talked a lot about you on that show. So let's give us a little brief, like how you came to know Garrett and how you came to work on that movie.
Yeah, so I met Garrett on a different movie he was acting in 2020 during COVID. We were out in the redwood forest in California, and we just got along really well the whole time. And I love actors that know things about cameras. Makes my job a lot easier. So we just connected on that. And then a year later, he contacted me saying that he had his own movie and he wanted me to film it. So he flew me out to Atlanta to film The Sky's Forest. And that was actually my first movie that I ever DP'd. I'm usually just camera operated. So that was my first movie I was cinematographer for.
So actually that kind of goes into one of the questions that I was going to ask you for the benefit of the audience and those listening. The camera department has so many little facets, and I really don't know if our audience knows the difference between the jobs that are involved in the camera department and all of those jobs as well.
Right.
What's the difference between the DP and the cinematographer and the first AD? And, so I was kind of, hoping that maybe as you go through and you start talking about the stuff, maybe you could just kind of like explain those jobs.
Sure.
So, yeah. So I was going to say, so you just said this was your first film where you were the DP.
Yes.
So just for our listeners' sake, what does that mean?
As the director of photography, it's the same as cinematographer. We just interchanged the names. But I am the head of the camera department, and I work with the director on creating the imagery from the script. And I'm also in charge of the lighting team.
Okay,
but
cool.
On this movie, we didn't have a lighting team. We didn't have a camera team.
It was all you. You were the gaffer. So for those listening, the gaffer is the lighting person. Is that something that you feel competent with, or would you is that a thing for you that you enjoy the lighting aspect of things too?
I would much rather have a gaffer, mm-hmm. Mainly because it's so much work to do both. I like working with people. I like collabing with people who know more than I do. So sure. I can light a movie, but I would much rather not to.
Yeah, it's one less slice of the pie for your brain to handle too, right? Yeah. So that, I mean, some of the most challenging stuff Garrett talked about was that it was mainly night shoots, right?
It was 2.5 weeks of night shoots, and there was a hurricane happening during the middle of it.
Oh, I don't remember that.
I don't remember saying that.
Did he mention that?
I don't think he mentioned the hurricane at all. Garrett, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, it was very muddy, very slippery, very rainy.
Oh, wow.
But it was great.
So, again, I think I asked Tutman this as well, but I find it
he's referring to
David Tutman.
He's a cinematographer on many shows here in New York, Law and Order and Wu-Tang, you just name it.
Yes.
Shows here, Night Agent.
And one of the things that I always think our audience will find is fascinating is that when you shoot in the dark, you're not shooting in the dark.
Right.
There are lights. There are shadows. There are all kinds of things. So I guess could you kind of explain for our audience how you set up and cancel out the light when you're trying to shoot dark?
Yeah, so on the Skies Forest specifically, we always wanted a moonlight. So that's what you always put out in all night scenes outside is a moonlight, even though it doesn't look like there's a moon. There's always something behind their heads, just so you can see the difference between your actor and the background. You need to be able to see the definition. And then they had some little glow sticks like connected to their uniform, their wardrobe. So I would always put in some like more green light and then some eye lights whenever I could. So there was always 3 lights on every character, even though it was nighttime.
And what do you do about shadows?
The shadows, I mean, luckily, it was really just trying to get our actors lit. I didn't have enough time to really create this atmosphere because it was just me out there. But the shadows
you did a great job.
Yeah, thank you. The shadows were really caused naturally by the moonlight coming through the trees, which was really nice.
And did you have to source all that stuff there, or how much did you bring with you from Arizona?
I brought everything from Arizona. Wow. It was all my gear. The only thing that we used differently was the camera. We got a Blackmagic Ursa 2.
Oh, cool.
Did you fly it or did you drive?
I did fly with all of it, all the lights, lenses, tripod, everything.
Wow.
Did you must have said a prayer or whatever it is you would say before you put that shit on the plane home?
Yeah, it was scary because in the airport they lost my tripod and I was freaking out.
Oh man!
But it got like stuck in the conveyor belt, so I had to get like security to go down there and get it and all this stuff. So
yeah,
I found it.
I always like if I have to fly somewhere and I have to check all my stunt stuff. I always get nervous. It's not going to end up where I need it.
Yeah.
You know?
It's very possible.
Yeah, it is pretty nerve-wracking. So that was your first feature, and so what lessons did you learn? You came out of that the other end, like, okay, now what? Where do I go from here?
I learned a lot about what not to do, which was great.
Yeah.
Mainly, I learned a lot about how to direct actors as well, because Garrett was actually he was the director, but he was also the main character. So I actually had to direct as well.
So you were filling in, yeah.
Yeah, so I had to light an area where they were going to land, because you couldn't really, since I didn't have camera up to see where I was lighting, I kind of had to light a whole area and then hope that they landed in the light. So mainly it's just try to have a team with you next time.
Right.
And like just directing actors on, okay, here's where the lights are. I haven't been able to give you exact places to stay, but stay in this general area.
Sure.
So that was very difficult, but it was really fun.
And when you're setting that up, I mean, how much are you thinking about? Because I know Garrett was talking a lot about how the color correction played such a big part in editing this and kind of shaping the darkness, in these scenes. Like, how much are you thinking about that when you're shooting it? And then I guess the follow up is, were you involved in editing as well, like giving notes or anything like that?
I wasn't involved in the editing. I trusted him completely.
Right.
But I think about that the entire time because most of it is done in camera. So I light very contrasty. So that's why it's already really contrasted with his color.
Sure.
But it's really just trying to get enough light in the frame so that the color can then be added to it.
When you shoot lighting, obviously you're also shooting the actors. It's not just about the scene. You have to light the actors. What part does makeup play in how you light an actor? So
that's a good question.
That's a really, I mean, especially these days, I think we've been thinking about it more, like because of like Spider Noir, like how important the makeup was because they were shooting it at the same time for black and white and color.
Right.
That they had to really pay attention to like how this would look black and white, how it would look color.
Yeah. So I guess the best way I can describe that is it depends on what you're trying to show in the frame. So like one of our scenes was a girl like got her face kind of like scratched up. So if you want to reveal it, then like put her face in shadow and then have her move her head into the light to then showcase the makeup. But you always just want to focus on like, I mean, if it's special effects, then it just depends on what you want exactly. If you want to reveal it, if you want to show it already, but you always just point lights at whatever you want people to focus on. You know?
Yeah.
So does everybody who go on camera, let's just say, for a professional shoot, does everybody go through makeup? Does anybody not get makeup for any reason?
Most of the time, everyone goes through makeup, especially on movies.
Is that basically because of the glossiness and the oil of the skin?
Yeah.
We're all trying to mute that down for the light?
Yes, exactly. Mostly guys go through less makeup, but it's just powder to make it not shiny anymore. Yeah.
One of the things I've been so impressed with watching you since we've met, which was like, when was Cargo Van? That was like, it was pre-COVID, right? Or was it post-COVID?
What's Cargo Van?
It was my 30th birthday, so it was 3 years ago.
Oh, 3 years ago. Cargo Van was the one take.
Right.
Like the 35-minute one take. Which, talk about learning lessons. There was a lot of lessons learned on that one.
Yeah.
But since knowing you, I've seen you've gotten so involved in so many activities, with the Arizona Production Association and educational partners, filmmakers, and like,
yes.
You seem like someone, and you mentioned before we got on before we started recording that you have 2 podcasts of your own. So you're somebody, and just watching your socials myself, you're somebody who really likes to give back and get involved in the community and stuff. Is that something you've always known that you wanted to do? I mean, you went to school for film, right? So did you always know that you wanted to have some role in educating others in the community?
I did not. I did not have any plans to educate anybody. I just found out that there was a lot of issues in politics in Arizona film. I wanted to get involved in helping us get a film tax incentive out here. So I went to lobby at the House of Representatives, and I found the Arizona Production Association was helping with that. So then I got involved with them, and I got voted onto the board so I could be a part of helping lobby for the film tax incentive. Then with all of my outreach to get everyone to lobby with us, people kind of started seeing me more as a speaker for Arizona film. And then I started getting asked to do workshops and teaching at the colleges out here. And so then I joined Arizona Filmmakers as a community educator to create workshops and stuff for them too. So it kind of just got thrown at me.
Right.
But I'm also like one of the only people out here that is willing to help teach other people. It's a lot of gatekeeping. Luckily that's changing. Luckily that's changing now, but it was a few years where nobody else was doing it, so I did.
Well, isn't that the crazy thing about this industry? I think
it's kind of like a changing of the guard. There's always the I feel like that I don't want to say generational because I feel like then we're starting that fucking stupid argument, but of like before it was like, you keep your secrets except for the people that are in your tight group that are going to stay with you, and then everyone else you just don't help.
Yeah.
Well, and everybody walks around like, find a mentor. I'm like it's that easy to just, I'm just going to put a ad out in the paper. Would love a filmmaking mentor, please. It's like,
let me call that guy because I love mentoring people. I mean,
so now that you're sort of this has been thrust upon you and you've taken up the challenge, do you see yourself progressing, like even teaching at in film school or anything like that? Or
so I've been asked by 2 of the colleges out here to be a professor, but it doesn't pay as much as I get freelancing. So if I ever want to take a break, maybe, but I don't see myself taking a break anytime soon.
So are you busy there? I mean, did you guys got the film? Did you guys get the tax incentive in Arizona?
We did get the tax incentive. It's not as competitive as other states. So we're still trying to figure that out and try to get to them to pass more money. But we have been really busy. I worked full time as a freelance camera operator for 15 years out here.
Is it mainly what is it mainly? Is it mainly commercials, or is it a mixed bag of commercials, television, film, indie film?
We have a lot of commercials and a lot of TV. Mostly that. We get a lot of documentaries, and we do get some films, but not enough for me to be happy about it.
Yeah.
You know?
That's cool though. I mean, it's really impressive to see how. I mean, I didn't realize it was thrust upon you and that you've accepted the challenge, but it's pretty cool because you're always out there advocating. You know.
Yes, I try because I also had a very difficult time when I was being trained. So I wanted other people to have a better time than me.
Sure.
So I just.
Do you mean in school? Because, I mean, you've been out of school for quite some time, but do you mean in school training or getting your feet in the doors and, being trained by the people that were already working?
It was after school. So school was theoretical, so I didn't really learn much of anything. Film is a very hands-on learning experience. But it was afterwards. I did get my foot in the door very early, luckily. But it was the gatekeeping that once you got to a certain level, they would stop helping you. So I had to learn a lot on my own.
And I imagine, I'm probably safe in assuming that it's even harder for a female cinematographer.
Yes, that was the main problem. I try not to talk about it too much anymore because I've harped on it for so many years. But back in the day, in my day, I say it like it's 20 years ago, but like 13 years ago, it was really like, oh, you can't do that job. You can't carry it. Let me carry it for you. But luckily, the new generations and stuff and like just society in general have been more accepting of women being able to do harder jobs. So it's not a problem anymore, luckily for the next generations. But I just wanted to make it a very just open community for them to learn,
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, but I'm going to bring this up because it's something I've noticed. But when I'm on set, as most gentlemen are raised, when you see a woman lifting something heavy, you do offer to help. I have learned to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Because that's not the appropriate time for that.
Right.
They're doing their job. They can do their job. And I would say 99.99999% of the time, every time it was no.
Right.
Like, I got it. Also, you can't touch that shit because you're not union. So that's another reason. But in general, it's something that I have to stop myself because, I always offer, and then I'm like, no, shut up.
I mean, basically, I'll offer anybody help. I don't give a shit what gender they are. Like, anybody who looks like they're struggling with something, I'll be like,
no. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about instinctively offering because you see a woman going to pick something up.
Yeah,
I'm talking about that. Just doesn't matter what it is. The instinctive, just politeness of offering. I have to stop myself from doing that.
Like holding the door open.
Yeah,
it's instinct. Yeah,
it's just instinct. You know what I mean? Like when they go to grab something, being like, "Oh, you want me to get that for you?" They're like, "No."
Yeah, I used to take it really wrong, but then all of a sudden I did realize that that's what men are raised to do. So I was like, "Oh, okay, it's out of respect, not disrespect."
And majority of the time, it's not the guys that you're working with or doing it. It's people outside your department.
Yeah, that too.
That aren't used to it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, did you find there was a difference? People in camera department were like, fend for yourself, and or you said it was difficult, but I'm wondering.
It's not really that different, no, because they just assumed that I wasn't able to do it either. So they're very nitpicky on like any possible little thing that I did. They were like, no, you're doing that wrong. No, you're doing that wrong. But there's 1,000 ways to do something and it'll be right at the end.
I know what that's like.
That was what was difficult.
Yeah. Speaking of training, I was so jelly when I saw that you got to shadow on House of Dragon.
Yes.
I mean, talk about shooting action. Oh my God.
I know.
How did that happen? What was that about?
Yeah, so my mentor found me on Instagram in 2020, and he luckily he's the president of the Association of Camera Operators out in the UK, and that week,
cool.
They had decided that every person in the Association of Camera Operators needed to have a mentee by the end of the week so that they could train the next generation. So he found me on Instagram and asked me if I wanted to be his mentee. And
Wow.
That's cool. That's like winning the lottery.
I was very lucky. And then I flew out there to meet him and to try to move to England, like in 2021. And I didn't get to go because COVID was still happening. And then I came back 2 years later, and he got me on for 2 days on House of Dragons. Unfortunately, it wasn't a day when they were doing any action scenes because I wasn't insured, so I couldn't be there. So I was only on heavy dialogue days, but it was an amazing experience.
Oh my God! Yeah,
That's awesome.
What was your takeaway? 2 days of observing all that. What lessons did you come away with?
My main thing that I wanted to know was I get harped on by so many people in the camera department out here that I'm doing everything wrong, and I was like, I want to see what the big leagues do, and they were all doing everything that I do. So I was like, okay, you can do different ways of doing things and not be chastised. And everyone was so nice. Nobody's like trying to like take over each other's departments, like get out of the way, and nobody's screaming at you. So it was really nice to see.
Was it a chill set? Because when I worked on devs, and when Alex Garland, half the crew on devs came from England, and they were all, so you would talk to them, you'd be hanging out at the hotel, and they'd be like, yeah, we hear there's like yelling and screaming on all the American sets. You know what I mean? And it was like, and Alex Garland made a speech on day one, like, there's no screaming on my set. There's none of that. So did you find that over there? How was it different than an American set?
So it was just so much more chill. Everyone made space for each other because they knew and respected that each person was there for their job. Whereas like out here, it's not as bad as it sounds, but like the grip department is like move out of the way.
My job's more important than your job.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was really calm, and like everyone just did their job and got out of the way, and then they waited and did their job once it was clear. And that was like the big takeaway from me, was like, wow, like this can be really fun. This can be respectful. And it was just really cool, Yeah.
So that's interesting. The insurance kept you from being there on stunt days.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, that was more so because they didn't have insurance in case you got hurt. I'm assuming that's the deal, right? There was like, yeah. It wasn't that you were going to screw anything up. It was like, God forbid something blows up and some shrapnel hits you in the face, right?
Yeah. I also had to sign my life away saying I couldn't sue them for anything. So I was like,
oh yeah,
on a day when you're doing action then, because I won't sue you. But
yeah, I'll sign the same thing, right? just to see people on fire, And
it was really cool because the castle was built inside of a studio. It's 4 stories. Every room is furnished. They had click-on fireplaces, and like anything that you wanted was just like, click, I want that fireplace on. Click, I want that one off. It was incredible.
Wow.
So do the same people who light a scene in real life, are they involved in the editing when you have to light a scene for like a green screen, the background? You know what I mean? So do they, or do you just have someone who's like, nope, this is what I want it to look like. Click, 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 shadow, 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 done.
On bigger shows like that, everything is pre-approved, and they have a special team to make sure that the frame is correct with the sizing that they've already built the world around them. But in like smaller budgets, there's like just chaos. You kind of just film whatever you can, and then hopefully you're a part of the editing afterwards.
What about, do you aspire to go beyond cinematography, like directing? Because you got a little taste of directing on Sky's Forest. Is that something you want to do?
Yeah, I usually don't tell anybody that because everyone says they want to be a director.
We'll delete it if you want.
I want to be a director. Oh, shit. Yeah. Here we go.
But as a camera operator, as a camera operator, the director tells the actor what to do. But a lot of the times as a camera operator, you then tell the actor, like, okay, do everything that the director just said, but you only have this much room to do it. Mm-hmm. So I still get some directing in as a camera operator. So I have gotten a lot of experience directing, and I would love to make my own movies one day.
Oh, that's awesome. You'll do it.
Yeah. Thank you.
You'll totally do it, please. It'll happen.
So, this actually, I don't know why, but this brought up a question when you said directing and make your own movies. Directors also don't make their own movies, though. Directors make other people's movies.
Oh yeah,
like script wise stuff they have it written.
Right.
They're so when you say, are you talking about directing something you've written, or are you talking about directing something someone else has written? Just throwing that out there.
I would mostly focus on directing something that I've written first, because it's hard for me to like take someone else's idea.
Sure.
Just because it's not so close to my heart. Unless it was like a really amazing script and I absolutely loved it, then I would do that. But it's got to be mine, I think.
Yeah, like our script that we're.
Well,
when it's ready, you can read it.
Yeah, for sure.
You can read it.
Yeah,
sure.
send it.
We're on draft.
So close to being ready.
Yeah, we're on draft 5 right now. We just wrapped on draft 4 and got notes from our mentors.
Cool.
And so yeah, we're close. We're close.
Are there lots of fight scenes?
It's
no, actually,
action scenes. Yes,
there are action scenes, but there are more
like shootouts and guns and.
But it's more. But it's not about the action. It's more about the scene, like the where they are and what's happening.
Yeah,
It's not just action for the sake of it. Like it's all there for a reason.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah,
dude, we started this whole process with a short that we wrote that was basically entirely action and fights, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
slapstick humor and just all the. Because again, it was a short,
and that's all gone. We've gotten rid of it. It's completely gone. It's been scrapped like through the revisions.
The entire short, like not just this or whatever. The whole scene, every single piece of the short that we created this feature of is gone.
Like it served its purpose.
It served its purpose, but it's gone. It is not part of the story anymore.
That's so interesting how the process takes away your original idea, but it's way better now. I bet.
Way better.
100% better now.
Yeah.
But like we had to go through that to find the kernel of the story that we really wanted,
And as you guys learn, the script changes too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
100%.
And we've also learned how important it is just not be so emotionally attached to what you're writing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the hard part.
And in all honesty, you shouldn't be emotionally attached to anything. Ever, even when it's done.
Yeah, I mean, you can not so attached that you're
not gonna like what you do,
or not get it done either.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're getting close to the point. Like the last round of notes, we have 2 screenwriters that are kind of giving us notes, and they're both very different. Like one guy, he literally writes stuff to be sold. Like that's what he does. He writes action movies to sell them.
Yeah.
The other guy is much more like the auteur. Like if I was going to produce this myself, what would it be? So we have the one guy saying, if you want somebody to buy this and make it, this is how you write it. Right. The other guy's giving us notes like,
page by page.
Like if it's
piece by piece.
Is this yours? Are you going to produce this? Because maybe you just like that,
right.
Even if like, like whatever. So, but they both end up kind of coming to the same place, sort of, like in different ways.
Well, in the end, they want the story to make fucking sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they both have that.
We're close. I mean, even the last round of notes, it was like the one guy was like, that was Joshua Todd James, who's been on the show before. He was like, it's getting to the point now where I don't want to affect your story. Like, I don't want to make it my story. So he's like, there's not so much I can really say anymore.
Yeah.
Just a little things. So we know that we're close. We're close.
Cool.
Now it's going to be mostly formatting and a little sculpting here and there.
The hardest thing that I was worried about, but it's the one comment we've never got from any of them, is how we write a scene.
No, everybody likes how we write.
Everybody likes how we write a scene, which I thought people were like not going to get it, but
they're like, we love how you write, but you like entirely don't even need this. So, but to the original point, it's like, writing is fun and it's a challenge, and it definitely I think I can't wait to see what you come up with when you're writing your own thing.
I have 3 movies in the works right now.
That you're writing, or that are already written?
Yeah.
Oh, that you're writing. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You're writing 3 movies at the same time?
I am, because I'm crazy like that. I know.
This guy is texting me every day about new ideas, about new things. I'm like, dude, I can't. I got to do one at a time. I'm a one at a time guy. Write it down in your journal.
I do.
He does. It's like we have ideas, kernel ideas, to go on forever.
Yeah.
But I can't do what you're doing. It's like even with video games,
I can't
I'm
do what I'm doing
one
either.
game at a time.
Well, it's funny. He and I will go see a movie, and then afterwards I'll be like, dude, do you remember blah, 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 blah? And he's like, what? No. And I'm like, I saw it with you. He's like, I know, but what the fuck, dude? He's like, how do you remember that?
Yeah, my brain doesn't work that way, man. I remember it like I'm in the moment, but not.
Well, I think it's because I'm deaf in one ear. So, like, when I see and hear something, it really, that being ADHD, it really, really sticks with me.
Yeah.
So, like, watching movies, I just retain everything that I kind of, when I'm really focused on it. I just, lines, dialogue, scenes, I can repeat it forever.
I'm not able to do that either. Like, I don't remember anything either. Everyone always asks me if I remember a movie, and I'm like, I probably haven't even seen it. I make movies, I don't really watch them.
Right.
That's funny.
So what are you working on right now? What's going on right now? Anything you can tell us about?
Not really, just because it's summertime out here, and it dies in the summer because it's 114.
So hot.
Yeah.
114 out today, so.
Oh my God.
Oh, I was going to say, do you think part of the reason that movies and stuff, possibly movies, I'll say, don't really come out to Arizona is because of it's the desert. So inherently, if you're not, I hate using that word, if you're not shooting in the desert, you kind of would need to use a stage if you need any type of greenery if you're not going to build it outside.
Right.
So you would think that Arizona would just push for the tax incentives because they'll be like, you know what, screw it, I'll change it.
Right.
Because I'd rather shoot out there because the tax incentives are insane.
Yeah. So that's the battle
Arizona
that we've had. And that's a common...
It seems like a no-brainer.
The common misconception is that we're just a desert, but we have forests,
mountains,
we have snow, we have like rivers, we have lakes, we have trees out everywhere in Phoenix, and in downtown Phoenix, we have even buildings that look like London. So there are ways that we can make it look like a different city, and that's what we're trying to push out to Hollywood right now, is that you can shoot out here in every scenario. But also part of the tax incentive is we're trying to build a soundstage out here as well. Nice. And we had a company that was going to come out here and build 16 sound stages, but they backed out. So we're trying to find a new investor.
Oh. Did they back out because of they? Did they back out because they just didn't think? I mean, did they think they were going to end up with a bunch of empty sound stages, or like what was the reason they backed out? Like maybe Arizona's not ready for this yet, or something like that.
They probably thought that, but they backed out because the tax incentive wasn't pushed through yet. So we didn't get it in time.
Well, listen, the whole first act of our screenplay takes place in Iraq.
Okay.
Like during the first war, so we could totally shoot that out there.
That would be awesome. I would love to have
and the cabin scene.
Yeah.
Except for the snow.
No snow in art. Oh no, but that's later.
That's later. No, that's what I meant. Like
that's like Act 3.
The snow.
Yeah.
That's actually how I met the producer of Cargo Van. He had a short film that needed to look like Mars. So we went up to Lake Powell in Arizona. They flew out here with their whole team, and I got to DP for them. And then that's how he flew me out to New York for the one take.
Do you guys lobby for yourselves to studios? Like, this is so weird, but do you remember like the the commercial, like come to Panama? Do you remember like come to vacation here, the tourism commercials? Do you guys actually do anything like that for studios?
So we are actually with the Arizona Production Association planning a little commercial like that.
If you did it, sorry, go ahead.
So that we can have our film offices send it out to studios. That's
cool. I was going to say, if you guys did like a really cool sword fight, and you did it and then the back, the background was like a waterfront, the desert, the woods, this, that, whatever, but the exact same choreo overlapped on each spot, and then you just kind of blended it together, and you're like, look, all of these locations are in Arizona.
That would be cool.
That's awesome.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be better than the commercial that Texas did. I mean, Texas just did a big, they've been pushing Texas, film in Texas, and a lot of people are moving to Texas, and they've got their tax incentives, but they've been running ads like that,
Yeah. I considered moving to Texas, but I just really love Arizona, so I'm trying to grow the industry out here so I don't have to leave.
I have this really cool beachfront on a golf course, and it made me think of that idea about the changing background, because I was like, oh, one day I drove by and it was winter, and I was like, man, that's so cool. And then the next day I drove by and it was like a thunderstorm, and I was like, God, how cool would it be to just have a sword fight right there and shoot it 10 or 12 different times throughout the year with the
seasons,
the thunder and lightning, the snow, this, that, the different seasons, the water being high, the water being low, and then just blend them all together.
That's beautiful.
But I'm like, but then I got to find 9 guys that are free at any point in time when one of those things are happening. And I'm like, yo, let's go right now.
we could just go to the Volume and do it.
Right.
With no locations. I mean, but yeah, I mean, everybody, I mean, do you find, just speaking about not wanting to move or thinking about moving, the whole migratory aspect of this business, like right now in Jersey, right? New Jersey is hot. Everybody's filming in New Jersey, but everybody's moving to New Jersey.
Yeah.
So what's happening to us is on one hand, there's more production. In New York and New Jersey, they're back at I just read this for film permits to pre-COVID numbers, right? But we locals still feel like there's no work because so many people have come from Atlanta, LA. Mm-hmm. They're relocating to New York. So there's way more people looking for work. So we still feel like there's no work.
Yeah.
It's also slow right now. I don't think people realize, but the World Cup is taking up a lot of space.
Right.
There's a lot of reasons why companies can't shoot here, because there is just no space.
Well,
there's no hotels. There's nowhere to put anything, because think about how many outlets are here,
right,
that need to put people places and whatever. So,
sure.
I was actually talking to Rocco, former guest we had on the show, who is a unit production manager, who was just like, yeah, I think in the fall the lineup is pretty crazy of everything that's waiting to come.
We know, but there's so many.
But it's all after August.
It's just there's movies and shows filming here now, like Quiet Place and other stuff, where the people we know working in stunts are half the stunt team is not even from New York. They're just from elsewhere. They're all coming here.
And the New York people are used, but only when they have really, really big days.
Yeah.
That's because the stunt coordinators are coming in from other... And listen, I'll never fault anybody for taking a job.
Right.
No. And look, if you come in... Look, if I was
It's just harder for everybody, though.
If I had to go to, let's say you get a job in somewhere random, like Ohio.
Yeah.
Right? And then there's Ohio locals for sure. Mm-hmm. But then they ask you to do something that you can crush. And you can crush it if you have these 5 guys. 5 guys that 5 guys that are free, but they're not local. But the production's willing to bring them in. Fuck, you're going to bring them in.
Of course, I would.
I get it. I can't fault anybody.
We all would. Everybody would rather bring in the people that they,
that and that you trust, that you've had a relationship with.
Of course.
You're taking a gamble on a picture.
Yeah, I was talking with what's his name? David Schooner. I think he's from the New Jersey Film Commission. We were talking on LinkedIn, and we were talking about how it's a net positive that, so much is going on, not leaving the country, even though it's kind of squeezing out locals. It's better to have it here in the country, and I agree. But the thing is, we need all the states to be as like Arizona, and all the states need to be beefing up all those incentives and stuff. And even best would be a federal incentive if you really want to keep people in this country. But enough politics. Seriously.
We have a lot of that out here in Arizona, where LA people don't think that we're trained properly, so they bring their entire team and then hire PAs and a couple ACs if we're lucky.
That shit I hate.
Yeah.
I hate it just because you're from somewhere, you're not trained as well as other people.
Right.
Because, first of all, that makes no fucking sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's illogical. It's just a rationalization for them.
And it's kind of interesting because Arizona crew is used to the heat, and so a lot of crews will come out here and they'll just like suffer so much in the heat, but we're totally fine. So we'll kind of save their lives on set, and we're like, okay, so next time you come, at least you might want to hire more Arizona people so that your production doesn't like
die.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But no, it's true. But that what you're talking about is everywhere. When stunt, like it's the whole, like we deal with all the time. New York stunt performers aren't as good as the LA stunt performers, and the LA stunt performers aren't good as the Atlanta.
There are people in LA that are better than some of the people in New York, and then there are people in New York that are better than some of the people in LA. But it's a mix, and it's a melting pot of each.
Right.
Everyone's got their shit. Everyone's got their gold.
Yeah. So you mentioned you have 2 podcasts of your own. Tell us about it, because you're always out on I always see you doing podcasts, but I didn't realize
they were yours.
Yeah. Well, I've done many other people's podcasts, so that's probably what you've seen. But I have.
But this one's the best, though.
One of them is called Therapy Session. It's actually focusing on mental health issues and coming from people who suffer from mental health issues, not from the point of view of doctors. Right. And that's just focusing on the creative industry and people who really aren't.
Just people, just creatives who are living with mental health challenges.
Yeah. So that was the first one, and then the second one is called The Close Up, and it's to showcase the next generation of filmmakers in Arizona and show what they're doing and how they're growing.
Oh, that's awesome. We're gonna have to link those in the show notes
for sure.
So, tell us what's the origin story for either one of those? You pick one.
Well, my co-host really came to me for both of them because I have all the gear.
There you go.
But I had gone on his podcast twice, and he really liked the way that I thought, and he really liked the way that I try to help people and showcase Arizona. So he came to me with both ideas, and there's some days where we would have 4 interviews in one day, and 2 of them would be for one podcast, and 2 of them would be in the other.
You guys co-host both podcasts?
We do, yeah.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And you're smart and don't drink on either of them.
True.
Because
we did 3 episodes in one day, and we drank for every episode. By the 3rd episode,
it
was bad news.
Oh boy, we learned the hard way.
Yeah, you know how you do the interview, and then you record the intro, and then you record the next interview, then record the next intro, and then the 3rd interview, and then the 3rd intro. By the time we got to that last interview,
we had to re-record our entire intro.
Yeah, the last intro, we totally fucked it up.
It was literally just 2 drunk guys just started bullshitting.
We should actually, we should clip some pieces of that, actually.
Yeah,
probably some gold.
That'd be really fun.
We should mine that.
We should do the cutting room floor for that.
Yes. Yeah, totally. So how long have you been doing, which podcast came first, the mental health podcast or the film podcast?
The mental health one. We started in March last year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you're just over a year old.
Mm-hmm. We did take a little bit of a break just because it was kind of really heavy on my emotions, trying to take on everyone else's issues, because I'm not a therapist. I don't know how to handle.
My wife is a therapist.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny. So I always like to run questions by her. And Steve used to be Steve used to be a therapist as well. It's actually funny. The first time the first time the 4 wives ended up hanging out, which is basically me, Steve, his wife, Chris, but we were just the 4 wives when we all hang out. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I'm going to hang out with Steve. I was like, you can talk with Chris. Absolute opposite of what happened all night long. Yeah. I was hanging out with Chris, and her and I were bullshitting, and her and Jamie, my wife, and Steve were just nerding out on therapy shit all night long.
Yeah, because I don't know if you know, I also was a therapist for a long time before I made the leap to doing martial arts as a living, and I actually helped create the undergraduate program that his wife went to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so or helped create the grad program that his wife attended.
That's amazing.
So yeah, it was a small world, pretty cool small world moment. But to that, I completely understand the need to detox after sort of being a sounding board for all this stuff.
Does any of this have to do, does this have to do with maybe something that someone is shooting could trigger, or is it?
Or what?
You know what I mean? So let's say
what's the format of the show?
Example: my stepfather was an abusive piece of shit, right? Let's say I go on set and I'm shooting a guy beating the shit out of his kid.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't watch.
Yeah.
Like, this is fucked for me. Like, is it like that stuff or?
Well, there are definite shows. I remember because Paul used to be he is a chef, but he used to professionally work as a chef.
Uh-huh.
And I remember when The Bear came out, I was like, "You watched The Bear?" He's like, "Nope."
I watched the first season and I was like, I don't want to watch it again. It was way too fucking triggering.
Close to home.
Way too close to home.
Yeah.
In the best way possible. First of all, I will just say that show is amazing. To the them drinking the ice out of the quart containers, the water out of the quart containers, like that smallest little detail like gives me goosebumps when I think about how real the rest of that show is in the kitchen, and I'm like, nah, I don't need to watch this.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
So what's the format of your show? Like how does a typical episode? You have a guest. How do you decide the guest? Like how does that go down?
So it's just a open conversation. So we just kind of start talking about what their issue is and whatever they want to share with us, and just leave it organic. But because we're interviewing creatives, it has stemmed into like one of the actors that we interviewed. She had just gone through a breakup. And then she was getting a huge role, and her main storyline was a huge breakup right in the middle of her own. So she was saying that she just like couldn't even do her job half the time because she was so devastated. So we would talk through that with her and like just kind of made it so that she was more, because getting a lead role is really rare for actors. So I was like, try to be grateful for it, you know. Sure. It's difficult to get another one. You never know when you're going to get another one. So I think that we were able to help her with that. But that's kind of how it goes, is whatever they want to share with us is how we process it.
It happens, especially, like, let's just, example, something like grief can hit you anywhere, anytime for whatever reason. I was at work one day, my new job, man, I was at work one day and I work with a bunch of Mexican, people, and they play Spanish music, and my mom is Spanish. And they played one of my mom's favorite songs, and I was so happy at first, and then like 20 minutes later, I was like,
"Yeah,
oh shit,
yeah,
And I had to go outside, and I cried in the hallway for 15 minutes, and I came back in, and they were like, and I'm like, no, it's not the job, asshole.
Yeah,
I'm not crying because of the work. I was like, and then I told them what happened, and then. I'm not gonna say, but he came clean with me about something that he grieves about every once in a while, and his trumped the shit out of mine, and I was like,
it's really hard
and then he was the one who said to me, he goes, grief hits you, he goes, at any point in time, he goes, doesn't matter where you are, he goes, and when it hits, he goes, that's it, he goes, you're done.
It's really hard to mask your emotions on set sometimes, because it is a very creative field and we're all very passionate about things. And when something like that happens, you kind of have to push through it. And sometimes you can't push through it. And then it's kind of embarrassing in front of the whole crew to like, why were you outside crying? And so that's what I made this podcast for too, is like get that out so that you don't carry it with you.
So, no, it's important, man. It's super important. Like we had someone here teaching a tactical workshop, firearms workshop, and they were a veteran, and just the question somebody asked in the workshop triggered a and
he needed a moment,
and he needed because we were doing like hostage rescue scenarios, and somebody asked and he was making a point like always check the hostage. Before, like we were doing a scenario, they're in a room, they're tied in a chair or whatever, and you've killed all the bad guys.
Yeah. And
he was like, always check the hostage before you stand them up out of the chair, because they're likely booby trapped or whatever.
Yeah.
And somebody was like, have you ever experienced that?
Yeah.
And he just
and he had, because he had served.
Yeah.
And then it happened.
And he just broke down.
And he lost a member of his team.
Yeah, and he broke down crying in front of everybody, and we just had to take a moment because it was a very public display, a public, very vulnerable moment, Yeah. But if you think about all the crazy shit that we film and that we try to emulate, there's probably so many more people on set being triggered or just having serious emotional reactions to what's happening, then we know.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's why we have intimacy coordinators now and stuff like that. But I think it goes way beyond that. It goes way beyond just that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like we have those for actors, but there's no really therapy for the crew.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Because, you guys have to be, especially camera, you guys are right in there with it. You're you're like the third person in the fight. You're the, like David Tutman said when we were talking about statistics of deaths on set. More camera people are killed on set than stunt people.
Yeah.
They'll say like, oh, stunt people are up near the top. Like, no, actually we're not.
Yeah.
Camera people more than us.
Well, because you have to be right in the middle of it, and you kind of have to hold the shot, even if something's coming at you, and hope that it's not going to hit you.
Or even if you're going after something. Like, remember that crazy shot in The Bourne Identity when Matt Damon jumped in between the buildings, and they just strapped up the fucking camera guy, and he ran out the window behind him and just got caught and hung.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's got hurt.
And he and the entire time he did it, this without his balls dragging on the fucking ground and getting scraped on the mirror, he did it without looking. He was looking through the camera at Matt Damon.
Yeah.
So he did it all fucking blind, which is the other thing that's insane, is the amount of trust you have to have for the people around you. Like, just when I watch the them walking with the camera and the guy behind them tapping them on the shoulder and giving them the signals, that guy's job is so fucking important.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's that's the first AC generally, right? Behind the camera op? Or who's usually behind the camera op?
It's usually a grip, like a dolly or a key grip. Yeah.
But they really have to know what's going on.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we had the director of Best of the Best on here, and he was talking about how the cameramen in those fights in the finale of the movie, the guy ended up with black eyes all the time, like totally black-eyed all the time because the camera kept getting hit.
Yeah.
And, and bashing him in the face. It's like he was getting cracked all the time. I mean, I've accidentally hit camera behind me if they're over my shoulder or something. I've actually, reached back for a punch and it actually elbow somebody because they're right there.
One of the first adjustments I ever made, one of the first times I ever said no to a camera guy when I was cover coordinating was because they wanted to get in really close and the actor was doing the shot. And I was like, only if the stunt person's doing it. And they're like, why? I was like, because the actor's going to flare their elbows out. Keep them in tight and they're going to punch the camera. And then a very seasoned stunt person that I was working with afterwards came up to me and he goes, that was a great catch. He goes, because you're absolutely right. He's like, she would have smashed her elbow on that. And I was like, I know. I was
depend on you guys for that, because we don't know what's happening either.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And even the camera guy was like, oh shit, you're right. He's like, yeah, I'll move back. I was like, her elbow's going to clip that.
Yeah.
It's not worth hurting yourself,
No, definitely not. But your podcast seems super valuable. We definitely have to pump it up and link it in the show notes.
Thank you.
Are you back to recording it again, or you're off a break and you're back to recording it again?
We're meeting next week to see how we can start it again.
Cool.
Yeah.
So do you have guests on your podcast?
We do.
Yeah.
And then so is it topic oriented? Do you just kind of naturally just discuss things, or?
Yeah, we asked them what they want to talk about, and so we covered ADHD, we covered bipolar disorder, borderline personality disorder, working on set as an actor,
Mm-hmm.
So whatever they are having issues with themselves.
Very cool.
There needs to be a podcast of when you're the one who has to work with the other one who has unmanaged problems.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah.
No, seriously, because sometimes you have to function. If the director or the DP or the actor has whatever their issues they've got, and you've got to function in their world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel like that happens a lot with actors.
Yeah.
People have to learn to function within their world, within everyone else's.
Right.
Well, I remember. I won't. Yeah, well, it doesn't matter, but I'll just say it. I worked on this movie, like the very first big movie that I ever worked on, and I wasn't even in this this role. This is back when I was working as a massage therapist, and they had hired me to be on a movie set, right? Cool. So, yeah, you guys loved it because I was doing chair massages on the camera ops, shoulders and stuff in between takes and everything.
Sounds like they needed an intimacy coordinator.
Not with me on set, buddy. But but the actor was one of the leads was Paul Sorvino, and I remember the director sitting in my massage chair, and her neck was tight, and she had this really bad knot in like one of her shoulders, and she called it the Sorvino. She's like, "That's my Sorvino," because he was just driving her up the wall.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, totally. But I ever since then, I've never seen massage therapists on set. But since then, and I think it's such a great idea to have someone with
for camera ops because we're working. I mean, other people too, but we're like carrying stuff on our shoulders all day, and it's we can't really leave the camera department. You know, we can't even go to the bathroom sometimes. So to have someone,
you guys and the sound mixer, they got that fucking shit in the boom ops, dude. Yeah. They just, oh my God.
The boom ops, props.
Yeah.
Props, dude.
Honestly.
I mean, all day.
Yeah.
Hours on end.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes they pull the balancing act on the head.
Yeah.
Right? And their arms are kind of, but still, then you're just bracing something over your head.
Yeah.
Man, those guys, I don't.
Well, Gavin, the other screenwriter who's given us notes on our variations, he's a sound mixer, and his back is so fucked.
Just fucked.
Yeah,
it's just fucked, like all the time. He's like, dude, my back is just jacked.
Yeah, I try to get a massage after every movie I do because it just kills your body if you don't do it.
This is why I aspire to be a producer. Honestly, so I can be the one in charge of saying, like, no, we're not going to cut the set medic. No, yes, we're going to have a massage therapist on set.
Yeah,
we can do with one less catering station, so we can have an ambulance on set.
Right.
Like the places where I just finished coordinating on a film. Not going to get into details, but let's just say the budget was weeded down so much. No stunt doubles, no this, less days, blah blah blah. They're going to have the actors do whatever. So on non-stunt day, that they were shooting their finale, and the actors couldn't do it. And then they hit us up about could we come back for reshoots.
Yeah.
I'm like, so how much money did you really save cutting all that stuff?
Right.
And now you got to bring the entire crew back for another day.
Right.
The entire crew. When you could just a couple of dailies on a modified low budget would have solved your problem.
Yeah.
But you had to cut that,
And, in a weird note like that, remember there was that one lady who I was training I was training her so she could, and we were filming a reel for her.
Yeah.
For like her thing. And she trained really, really hard. And, I brought in a bunch of stunt people and professionals to be the bad guys in this thing. And she did a great job. And then we decided we wanted to shoot it again. And then she's like, hey, I want my daughter in it. And I'm like, okay. I was like, so you just decided to screw your entire video. I was like, I can't bring in stunt professionals anymore that are actually because now we're working with an amateur that doesn't even know how to fall.
Right.
So then when we went back to shoot
a minor. Yeah.
And I was like, she didn't know how to fall. She didn't know how to take reaction. She didn't know how to do anything. And we must have spent an hour and a half just on her taking her reaction of getting shot in the head. And then she's like, oh, and I was like, well, I'm going to play 3 different parts. And she's like, why? And I was like, because the second I go, this is your shoot. I go, I'll do whatever you want. I was like, I tried to steer you away from bringing your daughter in, and I still told this to her face. But you wanted to. So 3 professionals dropped out because they didn't want to work with an amateur because they knew that this is what was going to happen. I was like, so this is what you get now.
Well, and the thing is, we'll get hit up a lot by actors whose managers tell them to get some more action-like stuff in their reels or to shoot a little scene so they have it to submit for roles and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it always ends up like you're never going to really put in the time.
Well, and then the other thing was that when we went back to shoot it again, she didn't train at all before it. So she stopped training for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then came in cold. She dumped me on my head like we were doing a throw. And I was like, okay, we're not doing that again.
Right.
Yeah.
And then just so everything the second time just was bad because I'm like, no.
I mean, look, the reason the ladies on Cargo Van did so well is because they really put in the work to learn it. You know what I mean?
Impressive.
And that's what's lacking in a lot of this stuff. People will hit us up and be like, hey, I need a little action bit for my reel. I'm like, are you willing to train for a couple months first?
Right.
Or do you just want it next week?
And are you willing to keep training? Because when somebody sees that, they expect you to be able to do it with your eyes closed. Because that's what it looks like. That's what the video looks like.
Yeah.
So don't put it up as you can do it if you aren't going to keep training at it and be able to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. As our friend Anthony says, if you can't do it at midnight in a Walmart, don't put it on your resume as a skill.
That's smart.
Dude.
Like I remember when we first started and I was working on just getting a Hong Kong twist, which is basically like 2.5 rolls in the air and landing on your back. And then I finally got it on a mat. And then once I got it, I was like, well, that was pointless because I'm never going to be able to hit this in the real world at any time after taking a reaction. I was like, this is so much prep, planned, wind up, twist, pop, and everything I have to do to get around it. I was like, why the fuck did I spend all the time training this?
Well, that's like me.
Never going to use it.
That's like me with my back 3/4. Nobody's going to ask this old motherfucker to do a back 3/4.
Yeah, but it looks good.
Yeah, but nobody's going to ever, like, what old man,
You did it on the stairs one day.
I did do it on.
You did it on the stairs one day, dude.
Yeah, but that was for our thing.
You still did it.
Yeah. A back 3/4 is like a backflip, but not all the way. It's where you land on your chest.
Okay.
It's like a backflip, but you don't land on your feet. You land on your chest and face, kind of.
He did it on stairs.
Yeah, I did it on concrete stairs. But this is when I was younger and more stupid and just, like we were doing our own shoots. And I was like, I'm going to do some crazy shit.
When we would practice stair falls.
Yeah.
That takes guts, honestly. I could never do something like that.
No, but I couldn't do what you do. I feel like what you do is harder,
right?
To be honest, it's like way harder than what I do. I just have to beat my body up. And look.
I beat my body up too, just in a different way.
Yeah, but the entire production depends on you. I can fuck up a stunt and they'll just cut.
Is high sometimes.
Yeah, like I could fuck something up, they'll just cut it out. For you, it's the entire thing.
Yeah,
it's all on your shoulders. Yeah, totally.
Literally.
Dude, it's been so great talking with you.
Yeah, no, it's been great.
Really
Thank
good.
you guys so much.
Of course.
You have to, if you're ever in New York, for anything, you have to come hang out.
I will. Absolutely.
Definitely. Maybe we'll try and do it in person, like an in-person episode.
Oh, that'd be fun.
That would be so fun.
We do have a studio we have access to, like, for in-person guests. So we don't do, this is my gym, but we have an actual real studio too.
Yeah.
Access to that. If we have somebody. So if you're in town, definitely.
I will. And then let me know if you guys want to come out here for your short film, the desert or the Iraq.
Oh, well, look, listen, that's a feature. It's not even a short anymore. Now it's a feature.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we'll see. We got to finish it first.
Yeah. Well, I'm here for you guys.
Yeah. And then we'll see what happens. But we do, who knows? I don't even think that far ahead.
Yeah, right. But there's no reason to say no.
No, I'm not. I'll never say no.
I can see it.
Yeah, we do need, like, basically...
Again, especially because, you know what I mean? It's like Michigan. People don't realize that there's, like, fucking sand dunes and shit in Michigan.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Right? Like, you don't realize what... Yeah. I have a buddy who grew up in Michigan, and he's like... He used to tell stories about snowboarding on sand dunes, and I'm like, in Michigan? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I mean, basically, we have 2 locations. It's this desert location... 3 locations.
Mm-hmm.
Desert location... Brooklyn, like Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, in the Russian community in Brooklyn, and then a cabin upstate.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Those are the 3 locations. And the cabin upstate essentially is like Witness. Did you see Witness
With Harrison Ford?
No.
Oh my god, you need to go watch that.
I haven't seen a bunch of stuff.
It's so good.
Witness.
Go watch that movie. Go watch that movie, and then just know that Act 3 of our screenplay is kind of like that, except not in Amish country.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, this has been great. I can't wait to see where you go from here. And hopefully work with you again, too.
Yes, absolutely.
Totally.
I love that.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks
for coming on.
Later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Film Fights with Friends is produced by Stephen Koepfer, Paul Varacchi, Press Record Studios, and Breakfall Studios. This episode was engineered by Matthew Kaplowitz. This show is powered by our supporters at Patreon and is a registered trademark of Film Fights with Friends LLC. Original theme by Ahrue Luster.